I wanted to read this newspaper article. It really like hit. I don't know why like it hit me because I don't relate. But listen to this. Sugar daddies fuel HIV return. Older men drive HIV infection by having sex with younger girls. A socio-economic issue often overlooked, says Lady. So y'all niggas don't want to strap up, huh? Y'all niggas don't want to strap up, huh? It's not over. HIV ravaging older adults. Many South Africans no longer fear dying from HIV/AIDS. Some even believing the virus no longer poses a significant threat. True that. A lot of the times, like when I go do my monthly checkups, 3 monthly checkups for HIV, like everything, and then you act nervous or you act scared, the person that is administering the testing, it happened twice where I just got like they were like giving me an attitude like, oh, it's almost like they're upset that you are negative or that you are happy about being negative. It's such a very weird behavior. And so I'm aware that, like, especially in free clinics, a lot of the people, I don't know if they volunteer or they're working there, whatever, a lot of the people that administer HIV testing, a lot of the times they are positive themselves. And I've noticed like a really weird, like nasty attitude towards me when I get excited by the fact that I'm negative. So I do agree with this, that a lot of South Africans believe that, you know, HIV no longer poses a threat. Some will be like, oh, diabetes is worse than HIV. It's almost like they're trying to justify their reality, right? Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi has warned that this perception is contributing to a troubling rise in new infections, particularly among older adults. Motsoaledi's concerns follow the release of a new study from Wits University's Sydney Brenner Institute for Molecular Bioscience, which revealed alarming HIV trends. One of these is that infections are increasing among South Africans aged 50 and above. What are you doing? Oh, right. The title of the newspaper was that they're infecting younger kids, right? And so this is crazy. What are you doing at that old age not strapping up? It's all about strapping up, I believe. Abstinence or strap up or have one partner. Have one partner that you regularly test with. The minister also pointed out that the older men who engage in sexual relations with younger women were the main transmitters of the virus. This is a pattern linked to the sugar daddy or blesser phenomenon. HIV is driven in our country by older men sleeping with younger girls. That we've known for ages, because when we check the peak of HIV infections, it peaks at younger girls of a particular age group, about 18 and 20. But you don't find a similar peak in the boys of the same age group, meaning that somebody else outside of their age group is sleeping with the girls. It was found that older men have sex with younger girls. It is a socio-economic situation fueling the sugar daddy's practice, Motsoaledi said in an interview with Sowetan. And so, of course, you know, these young girls are sleeping around because she'll go to Kim and Anna's Instagram and she'll see that Kim is in Dubai. Kim is, has a car. Kim, affords a certain kind of a lifestyle. And because they haven't reached that financial freedom yet, they assume that in order to get there quickly, then I have to do that. And that is extraordinarily unfortunate. I want to say I've been there in the sense that maybe at 18 years old, I would go through this phase where I would compare myself to a lot of the baddies that were popping at that time. And I would feel as though I wasn't good enough because they had all these things, and they had all these accomplishments and they were traveling and they had their bodies done and stuff like that. Not knowing what people do for a buck, right? And so the socio-economic is definitely a survival mode thing. They are sleeping with these older men not because they are sexually hungry or they are nymphomaniacs. A lot of the times they are breadwinners in their homes, and it is all just a way to take care of the family. And these men don't want to use protection. They don't want to use a condom. He said government programs have traditionally focused on younger women as victims, while older men should also be seen as part of the problem. Older men are the ones giving girls and young women money to paint their nails, so it is a very big socioeconomic problem. Asked why older men were not using condoms, he said this was a new problem the country was encountering. The minister also highlighted the role of HIV awareness campaigns in reducing the fear of the virus. In 2010, SA launched one of the world's largest HIV prevention and testing initiatives. He said people responded positively because mortality rate from the virus was still high. There were funerals every day. People were dying, missing work and missing school, Motsoaledi recalled. He said that fear has since diminished, and some people even believe HIV is no longer a threat. Where do you guys get that? Where do you get that idea that it doesn't happen? It's not a threat. What I know about HIV is that it demolishes your antibodies, the soldiers in your body that are meant to fight off disease. How could you risk your life for 5 minutes of fun? Oh, I don't play those games. I make an effort to ensure that I don't put myself in that position. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes alcohol fuels certain behaviors. Sometimes certain crowds fuel certain behaviors. But when you have fear, like he's saying that people no longer have the fear. When you have fear of something, no matter how much you slip up, how drunk you are, how it's almost about to happen, you have the strength to push that person away and say, hey, we have to go test. Oh, hey, strap up. The key factor in this shift is the introduction of the one-pill treatment in 2012, which significantly reduced HIV-related deaths and the side effects associated with previous treatments. Compliance rates were high, and people started thinking HIV was under control, that the pandemic was over, that's the problem we're facing now. People aren't using condoms anymore. We came with the concept of U equals U, which we were even scared to talk about in public, that undetected means untransmittable. So people started believing that no, but this pandemic is gone. Why should I suffer the inconvenience of using a condom? Now that is a problem we're facing. And of course, who is most likely to say, babe, I don't want to use a condom? It's men. It's the men. They don't want to strap up. The men don't want to strap up. I think it's rare to find a case where the chick is like, oh no, the condom hurts me. And if she does, then you should be worried as a man. But I think a lot of the times these unnecessary demands of not using protection come from men. Because apparently raw sex is nice, right? The Wits University study released last week found that the rates of new HIV infections among people over 50 is 0.35% per 100%. While the prevalence, how many people are living with HIV in this age group, is 25.6%. Imagine. The most HIV surveys target people aged 15 to 49. There's very little data on the older people than that. In countries like Botswana, HIV prevalence among people aged 50 and older has increased significantly from 24.6 in 2013 to 35.7 in 2021. Guys, why are you doing raw sex? Strap up or have one partner. Wow, many older women feel they can't speak up about using condoms, especially in long-term relationships. My point exactly, that a lot of the times it's the men that say, I don't want to use a condom. Some even feels condoms are no longer necessary after years of commitment. Excuse you? With all the baddies on the internet and men's inability to control themselves, that's an even more important time to strap up, because people like things. There is a need to change the narrative. Older people are still at risk, and we must stop ignoring them in our fight against HIV. So that is a newspaper article that hit me hard. Like, wow, that's crazy. Over like 10 minutes of fun, you'd rather risk your life. Have one partner. Test regularly. Strap up if you must. And always have conversations with open honesty. Crazy times.